Familia de Lucha Libre Online y El Calce. Aquí te habla Pedro Vega, and I'm here, third generation superstar, here from the NWA. Kerry Morton is here, Lucha Libre Online. How are you doing, brother?
Lucha Libre, it is your favorite guy. That's Kerry Morton in the house. I'm doing well. Can't complain. Busy. Kerry Morton is booked out for months and months in advance. I just got off the road from Game Changer Wrestling this past weekend, whooping ass as I always do. I'm now getting ready to graduate college. This Saturday, I have a show Friday. I'm gonna catch a red eye, so a late night flight. Come home early Friday morning. Saturday morning, and go graduate college, then get ready for some more things in the foreseeable future. So all is well. I can talk about life right now, to say the least. I am grateful and ready to kick some more ass.
First, congratulations on graduating for college, brother.
Well, very appreciative. I appreciate that. 4 long years, and the time has finally come that I get to walk across that stage of 2 degrees.
So let's talk about Kerry Morton, third generation superstar. Your father is an half from the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton. Um, can you express any pressure about like going to be the third generation superstar that you are, and you know your father's legacy right now in the wrestling industry?
It's a great question there. A lot of people ask if the pressure's there, if it's there, and obviously, it's not, to say the least. I don't think of it as pressure anymore. I don't even consider it pressure anymore. I consider it uh, as a pathway, as a stone. I can Professional wrestling is everything to me. I absolutely adore and I treasure this business, and I have since I was a little boy to now 23 years old. So, with that being said, it's everything. I've always wanted to do this business. I took all the stepping stones to be a part of this and be successful in professional wrestling, whether it be wrestling in school, doing theatrics. If you see all these trophies over here from winning state championships, that was just part of the ball game. So, being my father's son, I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud to be a third generation professional wrestler, and I'm making my own waves, to say the least. If you notice my wrestling gear, I have waves on there because I am the wave of professional wrestling right now. We're the new generation. We're the new hype. We're the new generation that's coming in and upbeating and bringing professional wrestling back to its rightful form. I think that professional wrestling can be interpreted to so many extents, whether it be high flying, hard hitting, grappling, submissive. Um, all those certain categories of wrestling, entertainment, old school wrestling, and I try to bring a little bit of all of that in there. So, kind of accumulate what my father did and put my twist on it. So, no pressure. I'm genuinely right now, as a third generation professional wrestler at 23 years old. I've accomplished a lot of cool things, and I'm humbled. I am humbled, but I just know that it's the beginning. I think the yellow brick road continues to carry on, and as Elton John would say. And that's something I'm just along the trail right now. My father's behind me. He believes in me, which is very, very immensely to me, that he supports me in my decisions in this business and what I choose to do and what I choose not to do. And that's something that I couldn't ask for a better support system. Having a great father that's there for me and supports me along the way, and whatever crazy decisions I decide to make in this business, he's there behind me. So that said, uh, the door is opened. As some people would say, maybe he might have opened the door a little bit for me, but is now my up to myself to stay within that door and own the house. So
Talking about your father, you're traveling around the world and your dad is supporting you. How does it feel having your father in your corner in matches, traveling with you? What can you talk to me about his advice to Kerry Morton?
that's great. Say the biggest advice I get is make sure you got a tough chin, to say the least. Because when you get knocked down, you got to get back up, and that's something a lot of people never talk about in professional wrestling. A lot of people consider professional wrestling as entertainment, but the National Wrestling Alliance, especially NWA, we come from a hard hitting grappling of guys. A lot of guys hit hard, they slam hard, and they expect you to do the same. me being 207 pounds right now, compared to 300 and 300 upwards pounds at 250. I got to hit a little bit harder, and I expect to hit hard the same. So it's cool to have him in my corner. Whether I be a bad guy in wrestling, wink wink, or a baby face, or a mix between, whatever you may perceive me as. That's something I'm reminded of often is, hey man, make sure you got a tough chin and get your ass back up when you get knocked down. And that's something I live by vicariously, is to keep on carrying on. I made an Instagram post today as to carry on, and people interpret that as what does that mean, or what does that entail? And it's just carrying on, is getting up, keep rolling. Some days we have those days that we don't want to get out of bed. I'm speaking for whatever's going on upstairs. We don't want to get out of bed, but we got to keep on carrying on. And that's something that is preached to me often. My dad's 67 years old. He's still actively professional wrestling all over the
Yes.
country, all over the United States.
Yes.
He is super, super busy. And with that being said, it's something that we're preached to. It's how I was raised, is to keep on carrying on and keep on keeping. So with that being said, when you get knocked down, you got to get back up again. Rancid would say. So that's the quote I live by, and we live by very often.
So we're gonna talk about you. You have 23 years old. You already won the NWA Junior Championship, but you beat one man. I think you beat one of the best men that have this wrestling, a Latino that was one of the X Division champions of all time. That is Homicide.
Yes, sir. Uh, Very much so, Pedro. Homicide is one of the toughest competitors I've ever had, and to say that, for someone to say that they have beat Homicide is a huge compliment, or a huge just honor, to say the least, because he is a heavy, heavy hitting hard guy. With that being said, I did beat him. I went toe to toes with him. If I'm not mistaken, 15 hard minutes. I wrestled him multiple times until that night was my night. I beat him with my notorious finisher, the running knee, the kiss it goodbye, and then I beat him with his own finisher, his cutter, to a count of three. And I had to snoop into his game to win, but that's how the best players overachieve those trials, to say the least. So a hell of a competitor. I have so much respect for Homicide. I'll happily whoop his ass again when the time comes. But until then, I respect you, Homicide, and I appreciate what you're doing. He's coming to WWC along with the NWA, actually, if I'm not mistaken, the light heavyweight champion, the Homicide light heavyweight wrestling WWC light heavyweight champion. If I'm not, quote me on this. I think it's gonna be a great match. It might even be the match of the night, followed behind Kerry Morton's match, obviously. But we'll give him the applause with applause there.
Perry, the Southern Six, I think, is one of the best groups in the NWA right now. One of the groups that are dominating the industry of wrestling. I know you're having partnered more with Alex Saylor, and I think you're more focused on being a tag team champion or winning the Crockett Cup in the near future.
Yeah, that's a great question there. The cool thing about the Southern Six is there's multiple guys in that, and we're all on the same page. Genuinely, like, we can pick up the pieces when something drops. If I'm not mistaken, I think Alex Taylor has something else in mind. Come the Crockett Cup, I think he's going after a single individual title. And now it steps up for myself and Silas Mason. The Southern Six, we are coming up and we are stepping up and we are wanting the Crockett Cup. Silas, a former national heavyweight champion for the National Wrestling Alliance, myself, former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. And now we're both titleless. We're a little bored, and the Crockett Cup needs some upbringing. It needs some fire to it. It needs some Southern Six to it. That's for sure. So we're going to get a little sixy in the Crockett Cup, and we're coming to win it in Forney, Texas on May 18th. We're coming to win the damn thing. But before we make a stop in Forney, Texas, we got to come to Puerto Rico, baby. We're coming to WWC. And so, listen, I think WWC is going to expect the unexpected. I mean, we're coming down there.
Ooh.
We're not coming to lose. We're traveling a long way to come meet some beautiful Puerto Rican ladies, drink a couple beers, get us a suntan, and become the next WWC Tag team champions, baby. We are thrilled, to say the least. I use that pun intended, Thrillbilly Cyrus Mason. We are thrilled, pun intended, to be a part of the National Wrestling Alliance and the WWC show. And we're showing up to win. Simple as said.
So, said that, let me say something in Spanish for our people here in Lucha
Please.
Libre Online. El 11 de mayo, honor versus traición en la cancha Pepín Cestero de Bayamón. Se tiene que dar la cita porque va a haber, por decirlo así, una invasión entre NWA y WWC. Kerry, let's talk about this. A little birdie told me you were knocking already on the door of WWC, one of the biggest companies here in Puerto Rico, 51 years and counting. And I need you to talk to me about this collaboration that NWA has with WWC. If this is an invasion or this is just a collaboration to two big companies.
You know, real recognizes real. When WWC was coming up once more, when I broke in the business, I heard, Kerry, you got to get to Puerto Rico and you got to go experience WWC. So what do? I send a friendly DM. Hey, if you want to get him, if you want to make a good investment, you should bring Kerry Morton down there, and I guarantee you, I'll have match of the night. And now, finally, WWC smartened up, and they understand that they see Kerry Morton's on the show. It's going to probably be the biggest house that Puerto Rico has ever drawn. And with that being said, I think this is only the beginning when it comes to the National Wrestling Alliance and WWC. I think the door is just now opening. We are going to come down there, the National Wrestling Alliance talent speaking. We're going to come down there and we are going to show out because we are not only professional wrestlers, but we are thrilled. We are really ecstatic, and I'm speaking for everyone on the roster from the NWA coming down to Puerto Rico. We are ecstatic to be a part of the show. I think this is something that is just the beginning. William Patrick Corgan, WPC, the owner of the National Wrestling Alliance, he is thrilled for us to be a part of this. When we got the call, when we got the announcement, when we were told that we're doing this, excitement lit up in his eyes along with our talent. So this is very humbling. It's very cool. And we're going to show up and show out. That's, simple as said right there. I think we come down there. There's going to be more. Obviously, the promoter of WWC, they're going to see this beautiful face right here. And they're going to say, that man is our next WWC World Heavyweight Champion, baby. That's the man that's going to put asses in seats. That's the man that's going to sell more tickets than anyone ever has in Puerto Rico. Because look at this. This sells tickets, and people want this. Ladies want to sit on this, but they can't because, all right, I'm a good man. I'm a genuine man. I believe in the ring, so they can't do that. But what they want is they want to see this beautiful face win the World Championship at WWC. So that's coming in the near future. First of all, I'm going to take the tag belts. We're going to run with those for a little bit. Then I'm going to get a little bit bored, and I'm going to challenge for the WWC World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh my God, that's a big statement, Kerry. That's a big statement here in Lucha Libre Online.
What can I say? I'm
So,
a big statement.
Kerry,
Yes, please.
no, you can continue.
No, I was just gonna talk a little smack. Carry on, please. My bad.
Oh, you're gonna Kerry, we know you're now like going for the tag team champions, but you have a tough team to beat. They call themselves the MVPs, Chicano and Mike Nice. Can you recall some message for your opponents?
I think the only MVPs that night are going to be is Kerry Morton and Silas Mason. That's going to be the most valuable players at WWC. When you see us show up and show out, I'm talking Thrillbilly Silas Mason, 6'4", 285 pounds of pure manliness. I mean, someone that would genuinely beat your ass before the man upstairs gets the word. He is the real deal. And then you got me, Kerry Morton, quicker than a New York minute and cooler than a polar bear's toenails. I mean, I can do it all. I can grapple, I can fly, I can ground and pound, body slam, I can submit you if I wanted to. I can do it all. So what is there not to like about us? We are there, we run our mouths, we are good at what we do, and we're showing up not to lose. I mean, hell, we're getting flown first class all the way down there to Puerto Rico. We're going to sit on the beach, we're going to enjoy a few beers, and then we're going to come whoop your ass and take your championships. And there's not a damn thing that you can do about that. And if you don't like that, well, I have a rear end that's connected to this beautiful body that you can kiss after the match.
Perry, I'm not gonna take not too much of your time. I want to say thank you for your time here, Lucha Libre Online. I need to know your social media so okay, everybody follow Kerry Morton.
No, so Lucha Libre, thank you online. First of all, thank you for having me. I love Lucha Libre Online. I collaborate with you guys often on my social media pages. So please, if you could translate this to Spanish after I'm done, follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Real Kerry Morton, REAL, Kerry, KERRY, Morton, MORTON. The epitome of professional wrestling, the real deal, the face of the National Wrestling Alliance, and the next face of Lucha Libre Online and WWC.
Lo pueden seguir en todas sus redes sociales como Kerry Morton, el verdadero grande, la cara de NWA aquí en Lucha Libre Online. Así que, ya saben, en español, nadie lo hace mejor.